This is a poem called The Titanic Dream. I wrote this a few years ago. Within the draftsman's office that the plans were hatched and laid to be transferred to the shipyard where history was to be made. The noise of metal, the sound of steel, and the sweat on men's brow. The largest ship on earth was evolving from the stern to the bow. Work had started in the spring of 1909, and a little over 2 years' time was delivered to the White Star Line. Clash, clang, the hammers rang, the sound of steel on steel. Bash, bang, the workers sang, with pride and with zeal. Pistons plunging, furnace burning, with coal from Lancashire. Turbines turning and gases burning, men's bodies that sweat and perspire. Racing through the Atlantic Sea, so there never was a ship so grand. Full speed ahead they shouted, and we win the blue riband. The ship of dreams was on its way, speeding without a care, racing on a westward course to be awakened by a white nightmare. Boom, bang, the engine sang as she ploughed through the open sea. Clink, clank, the passengers drank, and they toasted their destiny. Above they drank their lemon tea with a finger that stuck out, and down below they danced away, drinking whiskey, beer and stout. Champagne and caviar and the best refinery and lace will end up equal with the cloth, cap and shawl in the final resting place. For those who have a date with destiny, find she will not wait, and quickly guide them to the rendezvous that they have made with fate. Tick-tock, fate's clock, whatever will be, will be. Tick-tock, leaving the dock on its first and last journey. And when the lookout saw the great white mountain peak, with bulging eyes and ashen face and a voice that could not speak, and when at last his voice returned, he screamed with fear and dread, and what thoughts raced through his mind when he saw what lay ahead. And when the great black liner shaved the mighty white mountain's face, in less than 3 hours' time, she'd reach her final resting place. Good grief, beyond belief, was the ship going to sink? Good grief, no belief, and little time to think. The engineer assessed the ship. He knew she'd met her doom. He knew they'd never save them all, and the ship would be their tomb. On the deck they turned their colours up against the cold, and no one saw the deadly mist creep in to steal their soul. The ship that was unsinkable had less than 3 hours till the end, and the idea that yesterday was unthinkable they'd now comprehend. Hell's bells, the frantic yells, the ship is going down. Hell's bells, silence fell, for the dead make no sound. And when the hungry sea had at last had its fill, and the cries of the helpless had died down, the night was calm and still, and barely a sign was left of what was once Ireland's pride, and barely believed it was that so many souls had died. Now men in silk cravats and suits from Savile Row lie beside the working class from London and Glasgow. I swear it's fair that women and children went first. I swear it's unfair that most of the rest were cursed. And to think that some of those whose journey started on the greatest ship afloat ended up saved and thankful to be in a common rowing boat. And what of the great white victor whose foe it had slain, evaporating, drifted south, never to be seen again? But left is its memory as it disappeared on a southward course, a test in me and a lesson to the greatness of nature's force. Don't fret, no safety net, surely a lesson to be learnt there. Safe bet you won't forget the night to remember.